Welcome to the Awesome, I'm Big Roy and this is Marvel Strike Force. In this video I'm going to show you how to level and gear your low-level minions to win hard fights in Blitz. Now if you're one of the many people that unfortunately leveled some or all of your minions to 18, 25, 30 or higher, don't worry. My next in-depth video will be taking a look at those and trying to find you some usable combinations. But now back to the low-level minions. Alright, first off, after doing some testing I found that you want to keep your total team power at 450 or under. Because once you go above that, then your opponents get much harder. Along those same lines, you want to keep each character under 100 power if possible. Now this works best with 1 stars, but there are definitely some 2 stars you can do it with, as you'll see. Now, my very lowest team is 286 total team power. It can win any fight at any tier. I usually use it to do the last fight in tiers 5, 6, and 7, and then the third fight in tier 8, so then I can farm the last fight in tier 8 with my A team. My next lowest team is 427 total team power, and they can win most fights. I usually use them to do the third fight in tiers 5, 6, and 7, and then the second fight in tier 8. Alright, so I'm going to go from the bottom up and tell you about each one. Alright, first, Hydra Armor Guard. I have him at 42. I didn't add anything to him because I'd have to go up to level 4 to equip his damage piece and 3 for his health piece. But he's 114.35, so he's okay. The rest of the team can carry him. What you could also do is if you have some of the higher guys, like 100 power, you could put him in there to keep your total team power low. Alright, next up is Shield Assault. He is one of the strong ones. Now I only had to go to level 2 to equip the damage piece, which gave 67 damage. So that makes his health 132, damage 112, and then his barrage hits all enemies for 70% damage, which is very good. When I use it with the Hand Archer, we're going to skip the Grenadier for 1 sec. Now Archer is one of the very best for this strategy, because you only have to go up to level 2 to equip the damage and the health piece. So the Archer has 269 health, 112 damage, and then his attack hits all enemies for 70% damage and clears a positive effect. So usually you use that and the Assault, and that's going to clear most of the team out without even needing the other guys. Then you have the Grenadier. Only had to go up to level 2 to equip his damage piece. Now I didn't do the health piece because you have to go up to 4, it would get him too high. So he's still 189, 123, very good. And then his hits primary target, clear effect, and also hits adjacent enemies to clean up anything else. And then finally running out the team is the Hand Blade Master. Much like the Archer, only have to go up to 2 to get the damage and the health piece. So he's 269, 118, and then his ability, you're hitting 130% damage, then 30% chance to double attack. That's going to one-shot most low-level guys down there. So that team totally dominates. Now, moving on. I just unlocked Kree Cyborg. He is not really good for this. Reason being is you have to go up to 4 for his damage piece and 2 for his health piece. So he's only 127 health, 37 damage. Now you could equip this one to get some more health and a little damage. And then his attack is 140%. So that'd be good, but you'd have to take him up higher. That would put him up in the 100, 111 range, something like that, to get his damage up. So he's not really one of the best ones for this. You might want to level him up later, up higher, to use with your 18, 25, 30 if you leveled up any of those. Alright, Kree Oracle. He's decent. Level 1, I could equip the damage piece. Could go to 2 for that, but I like to keep him around 80. He's 143, 100. It's up to you. His attack isn't the best. He's just got the basic for 90, and then regeneration, you don't even need to use that most of the time. He's just there to do damage. So he's an option. You could take him higher by going up to 2 and putting that piece on there. It would depend on your team power for the rest of them. Now, moving on to Kree Noble, who is one of the very best 2-stars for this strategy. One of the biggest reasons is because you can equip the damage piece at level 1, so that makes her stats 147 health, 99 damage, and then her attack is very good. An ally gains team attack. If the ally is Kree, they get offense up, and that does 140% damage. So she's definitely one of the best 2-stars you can keep at a low power and still do good damage. Alright, next up is Ravager Boomer. I took him to level 4 so I could equip the damage piece and the health piece. So that gives him a power of 83, and then his stats are 386 health, 148 damage. And then his ability is the Full Blast, does 80% damage and then 60% to the adjacent targets. So good stats for 83 power. And then we have the Hand Assassin, who's going to be real similar to the Ravager Boomer. Had to take her to 4 to equip the damage piece and the health piece. Her stats are going to be real similar, 349 health, 146 damage. But then her ability, 130% damage and heal block. And heal block is actually pretty good at the low levels because there's a lot of healers, and the heals heal them almost full. And then we have the Kree Reaper, who's also a very good 2-star for this strategy, because you only have to take her to level 2 to equip the damage piece. So her stats are 194 health, 115 damage, and then her Ferocious Pursuit does 140% damage and 50% chance to heal block. And then has the Predatory Strike, 90% damage, 50% chance to give. Alright, and then we have the Ravager Stitcher. Now I equipped more pieces on him than I should have, but he was one of my first characters. I hadn't figured out the strategy yet. So you still only have to take him to 3 to do the damage piece and the health piece. So his stats are 508 health, 128 damage, but you could not put those top 3 pieces on, and he'd be even lower, maybe in the 80 range, and still do very well for you. His heal can actually heal up to 2 characters, so that's very good at low levels. And then his basic is going to hit for 95% damage, 30% chance to do bleed. So he's another very good one. Then we have Shield Trooper. He's not really one of the good ones because his power is up to 106. Had to go to 3 to equip the damage and then the health piece. But 106 is a bit too high. 349 health, 129 damage. And then his skills aren't really that good. Only 90% damage, gain counter. Counter isn't super great. So he's kind of middle of the road. Same with Kree Royal Guard, who had to go up to 107. Had to go to level 3 to equip the damage and the health piece. Then his stats, 385 health, 139 damage. But again, because his power is so high, then he can taunt, yes, but which can be useful in some cases, but his power at 107 is still too high. Alright, then moving on to the Aim Assaulter. This one's decent. Had to go to level 3 for the damage and health piece. 332 health, 152 damage. His skill isn't super great, gives him speed up, so he'll get some more attacks in, but I mean, once again, his power is 107, so that's not the best. It's going to be too high. But if you don't have other options, he's usable. Now, Aim Infector does not work for this at all because he's 3 stars. You can do the damage piece at level 1, which is good, but his stats are only 98 and 98, which does not get it done whatsoever. So he's useless for this, so don't even waste time with him. Then finally we have Aim Security, 585 health, 142 damage. Had to go to level 4 though, so the power's up to 117. Her skill's a taunt, so she can tank the damage for you, but being at power 117, you definitely need to use a much lower, like a 42 in the team, to keep your total team power under the 450 or so. So that is all my low level ones. The rest of my minions I leveled up before I figured out this strategy. Some of them might be usable. I might make an alt account if there's enough demand, so I could take a look at some of those. But some of the minions are good to level up, like Mercenary Lieutenant, Hand Sentry, Hand Sorceress is okay, Mercenary Riot Guard can be good, and then like Shield Operative. Alright, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching, and as always, leave any questions in the comments. And like I said, if you did level most or all of your minions up to 18, 25, 30, I will be doing a video next that will try to find some workable combinations for you, see if any of them can be usable at that level. Until next time, stay tuned. stay awesome.